God is warning you about a person whose name starts with the initial J. Don't get shocked when you hear their name. The name is about to be revealed. I need you to stay here and not skip a single line, because what I am about to tell you is not random, it is not ordinary, and it is not something that comes twice in your life. I am speaking to you because there is something unfolding around you that you have felt but could not fully understand. You are being warned for a reason, and if you ignore this moment, you may miss a protection that was meant only for you. Listen closely, because this is about someone very real, someone whose presence is already touching your life in ways you cannot yet see. I am guiding you now so you do not walk blindly into something that could shake your peace or redirect your path. Type Amen if you believe. I am warning you about a person whose name begins with J, and you already have a feeling about who this could be. This is not about fear, but about awareness, because not every person who enters your life carries the same intention. Some come to lift you, some come to test you, and some come to reveal what you must learn before your next blessing arrives. This person is connected to a shift that is happening in your life right now, and I do not want you to be caught off guard when their name becomes clear to you. You will hear it, you will recognize it, and in that moment, you must remember these words. There is a reason your spirit has been restless lately, and it is because I have been trying to get your attention. You have felt small signs, small discomforts, small moments that did not feel right, and you brushed them aside. I placed those signals in your path so you would pause and look deeper, but you kept moving without asking why. Now I am speaking directly, so you understand that nothing around you is happening without purpose. This person is not appearing by accident, and your response to them will shape what comes next. Take a moment and show your support by liking this video, because this connection matters more than you realize, and it helps this reach the right heart at the right time. The name that begins with J carries weight in your current season, and you must not react with shock when it becomes clear. Instead, you must respond with wisdom and calm understanding. I am not asking you to push this person away immediately, but I am asking you to see them clearly without illusions. There is something about their presence that is not aligned with the direction I am preparing for you, and if you ignore that truth, you may delay what is meant for you. You have been chosen to move forward, not to be pulled backward by confusion or emotional attachment. This is why I am speaking now, before things go too far, before your heart becomes too invested, before your trust is placed in the wrong place. I want you to be protected, not hurt. And I want you to step into your next chapter with clarity, not regret. That is why this warning is coming with urgency, because time matters more than you think. Type 777 to receive blessings. As you continue listening, you will begin to notice how everything starts to make sense. Moments you ignored will come back into your awareness, and patterns you did not understand will suddenly feel clear. This is how I reveal truth to you, not all at once, but in layers that your heart can handle. You are not being left alone to figure this out. I am guiding you step by step so you do not lose your way. This person whose name begins with J has already crossed your path in a meaningful way. It may have been through conversation, through a connection, or even through a thought that keeps returning to you. There is something about them that draws your attention, but there is also something that quietly unsettles you. That feeling is not something to ignore, it is something to respect, because it is part of how I protect you. I know you want to believe the best in people, and that is not wrong. Your heart is kind, your spirit is open, and your desire to connect is real. But not every connection is meant to be kept, and not every person is meant to walk with you into your future. Some are placed in your path to show you what you must recognize before you step into something greater. This is one of those moments where you must choose awareness over emotion. You are not being punished, and you are not being tested beyond your strength. You are being prepared, and preparation sometimes comes with warnings that feel uncomfortable. I am asking you to trust what you feel, to listen to what is being revealed, and to stay grounded in the truth I am placing before you. You are not alone in this, even if it feels confusing right now. The moment is coming when the name will become clear, and when it does, you will feel a deep recognition inside you. It will not be forced, and it will not be uncertain. You will know, and when you know, you must not ignore it. That is the moment where your choice matters, because your next step will determine whether you move forward with peace or walk into unnecessary struggle. I am not revealing this to bring fear into your heart, but to place strength inside you so you can stand firm when emotions try to cloud your judgment. You must see beyond appearances and listen to what is being stirred inside your spirit, because that is where truth is already speaking to you. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. There are things you noticed about this person that did not sit right with you, even if you could not explain them clearly. You may have felt a sudden change in your peace when they were near, or a sense of pressure that you could not understand. These are not small things, and they are not random feelings that should be ignored. I allowed you to feel them because your spirit can recognize what your mind is still trying to figure out. When something disrupts your peace, it is a signal that you must pause and pay attention instead of moving forward blindly. Type yes to affirm. You are someone who gives chances, someone who believes in understanding people, and someone who tries to see the good even when it is not clear. That is a beautiful part of who you are, but right now, that same kindness can become a weakness if you do not protect it with wisdom. This person with the initial J may carry charm, confidence, or even familiarity that makes you feel connected. But not every connection is meant to be trusted, and not every closeness is meant to be permanent. I want you to understand that this is not about labeling someone as entirely good or entirely bad. It is about recognizing that their role in your life is not aligned with the path I am preparing for you. You have been moving towards something greater, something that requires clarity, peace, and strength. If you allow the wrong influence to stay close, it can slow your progress and create confusion that was never meant to be part of your journey. Think about the way your energy shifts around this person, because that tells you more than words ever could. There is a difference between excitement and unease, between peace and tension, between truth and illusion. I place that awareness inside you so you would not depend only on what you see or hear. You must trust what you feel when everything else tries to convince you otherwise. This person whose name begins with J is connected to a lesson, and that lesson is about boundaries. You have reached a point in your life where you cannot allow everyone to have the same level of access to your heart and your time. Not because you are becoming distant, but because you are becoming wiser. Growth requires you to make choices that protect your future, even when those choices feel uncomfortable in the moment. Type 1111 to affirm your faith. You may feel a pull to hold on, to give more time, or to hope that things will change, but I am telling you clearly that your clarity matters more than your attachment. There are moments when you must step back, observe, and allow truth to reveal itself without forcing anything. This is one of those moments, and your willingness to listen will determine how smoothly you move forward. I see your heart, and I know that you do not want to hurt anyone or walk away without reason. But understand this: protecting yourself is not the same as harming someone else. Choosing peace is not the same as rejecting love. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is create space, so that what is not meant to stay does not take root in your life. There is also something you must not ignore, and that is the timing of this connection. This person has appeared at a moment when you are already in a period of change, growth, and transformation. That is not a coincidence, and it is not something you should take lightly. When new people enter your life during a transition, their impact is often stronger, and that is why awareness is even more important right now. You have been stepping into a new version of yourself, one that is stronger, clearer, and more aligned with what you truly need. This is not the time to allow confusion to enter your path, and it is not the time to ignore the signs I am placing before you. Every step you take from here must be guided by truth, not by pressure, not by fear, and not by emotional attachment. There will be a moment very soon when the name becomes undeniable, when you hear it or see it in a way that makes everything click inside you. It will not feel random, and it will not feel uncertain. It will feel like confirmation, like something you were already aware of but had not fully accepted. When that moment comes, do not hesitate to acknowledge it. I am not asking you to react with anger or fear, but with calm, understanding, and quiet strength. You do not need to confront or explain everything immediately. Sometimes, the strongest response is simply to step back and allow distance to protect your peace. You do not owe your energy to anyone who disrupts what I am building inside you. There is something better ahead for you, something that aligns with your growth and supports your journey instead of complicating it. That is why this warning is necessary, because I want you to reach that place without unnecessary pain or delay. I am guiding you away from what could drain you, so you can fully receive what is meant to lift you. Stay close to what feels true, and do not ignore the quiet voice inside you that keeps reminding you to be careful. That voice is not doubt, it is guidance. That feeling is not fear, it is protection. And this moment is not ordinary. It is a turning point that will shape what comes next in your life. You are being called to rise above patterns that once felt normal to you. In the past, you may have allowed certain behaviors, certain words, or certain energies to remain in your life longer than they should have. But you are not in that same place anymore, and what you tolerated before will now feel heavier, more draining, and harder to carry. This is not because you are becoming weaker, but because you are becoming more aware of what does not belong in your life. Type 1010 to claim your breakthrough. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This person whose name begins with J is part of that awakening, even if their role feels confusing right now. They are not here to stay in the way you might hope, and they are not here to build something lasting with you. Instead, their presence is revealing what you must no longer accept, what you must no longer chase, and what you must no longer ignore. That is why the connection feels intense but unstable, noticeable but unclear, close yet distant at the same time. I want you to pay attention to how much effort you are giving compared to what you are receiving. You may find yourself trying to understand them, trying to make things work, or trying to bring clarity where there is none. But true alignment does not require constant effort to hold it together. When something is meant for you, it flows with peace, not pressure, and it brings clarity, not confusion. There is a part of you that already knows this truth, even if you have not fully accepted it yet. You have felt moments where you stepped back and saw things clearly, but then your emotions pulled you back into uncertainty. This is the struggle between what you feel and what you know, and I am calling you to stand with what you know. Your inner clarity is not something to doubt, it is something to trust. You must also understand that not every connection needs closure through words or explanations. Sometimes, closure comes through realization, through distance, and through choosing peace over confusion. You do not need to wait for a perfect ending or a clear conversation to step away from something that does not feel right. Your awareness is already enough. Type 222 if you trust God. This moment is teaching you how to protect your energy without guilt. You have spent so much time trying to be understanding, trying to be patient, and trying to give chances. But there comes a time when you must also protect yourself with the same care you offer others. This is not selfish, it is necessary, and it is part of your growth. There is something about this person that may feel familiar, almost like a pattern you have experienced before. That is because you are being shown a cycle that you are now ready to break. You are no longer meant to repeat the same experiences that leave you feeling drained or uncertain. You are being prepared for something new, something that requires a higher level of awareness and strength. I know that part of you may still feel drawn to this person, and that is where your discipline will be tested. Attraction does not always mean alignment, and connection does not always mean purpose. You must learn to separate what feels good in the moment from what is truly good for your future. This is where your growth becomes real, because it requires you to choose wisely even when your emotions try to pull you in another direction. You are not losing anything by stepping back. You are actually making space for something better. When you release what is not meant to stay, you create room for what truly belongs in your life. That is why this moment is not a loss. Even if it feels difficult, it is a redirection towards something greater. There will be a shift in how you see this person very soon, and when it happens, everything will become clearer. You will notice things you did not see before, and you will understand things you once questioned. That clarity will not come from them, it will come from within you, because I am opening your eyes to what you need to see. You must not ignore that moment when it comes, because it will be your confirmation. It will not feel forced, and it will not feel confusing. It will feel calm, certain, and undeniable. That is how you will know that you are seeing the truth, not through emotion, but through clarity. Stay grounded in what I am showing you, because there is still more unfolding that you must be aware of. This is not the end of the warning, it is only the beginning of your understanding. I am guiding you step by step, so you do not walk into something that could delay what is meant for you. There is a reason this connection feels like it carries more weight than others, and that reason is not about the person alone, but about the timing of their arrival. You are in a season where your life is shifting, where old patterns are breaking, and where new doors are slowly opening. When someone enters during a moment like this, Their influence becomes stronger, and their presence can either support your growth or quietly disrupt it. This is why I am speaking so clearly to you now, because I do not want you to mistake intensity for purpose. You have been moving toward a place of greater clarity, even if it has not always felt easy. You have been letting go of things that once defined you, and you have been learning to stand on your own truth instead of seeking constant validation. This is not a small transformation, and it requires strength that you have been building step by step. The presence of this person whose name begins with J is connected to that transformation, but not in the way you might hope. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. This person reflects something that you are now outgrowing, and that is why their energy feels both familiar and uncomfortable at the same time. You may recognize parts of your past in the way they act, in the way they communicate, or in the way they respond to situations. That familiarity can create a sense of connection, but it can also pull you back into patterns you have already worked hard to leave behind. This is where your awareness must stay strong, because you are no longer meant to return to what you have already outgrown. Could a CIA-leaked brainwave ritual be the fastest shortcut to a life of luxury? Newly released CIA research has just exposed a jaw-dropping brainwave technique that's letting everyday people attract massive wealth almost instantly. This 7-second home ritual, proven by 4 neuroscience labs, is transforming debt into dream houses, cars, and luxury getaways. If you're reading this, consider yourself lucky. The page could be taken down any time. Click the link in the description and comments to unlock the secret before it's gone forever. There is also something you must notice about how this person responds to your growth. When you begin to change, not everyone around you will understand or support that change. Some may feel challenged by it, some may try to pull you back to what is comfortable for them, and some may not even realize what they are doing. This person carries an energy that does not fully align with the direction you are moving in, and that misalignment will become clearer with time. You are not meant to shrink yourself to maintain a connection that does not support your growth. You are not meant to silence your truth to keep someone comfortable. You are being called to stand fully in who you are becoming, even if it means stepping away from what feels familiar. This is not rejection, it is alignment, and it is necessary for your next level. Type 555 to welcome change. There is something important you must remember as you move through this, and that is that your peace is your guide. When something disrupts your peace consistently, it is not something to ignore or excuse. Peace is not just a feeling, it is a signal, and it tells you when you are aligned with what is right for you. This person has already shown you moments where your peace was unsettled, and those moments are not to be dismissed. You may find yourself wanting to explain, to fix, or to make things clearer between you and this person. But understand this: clarity does not always come from conversation. It often comes from distance and observation. When you step back, you begin to see things as they truly are, without the influence of emotion or pressure. That is when truth becomes undeniable. There is also a deeper lesson here about trusting yourself. You have spent time doubting your instincts, questioning your feelings, and second-guessing what you sense. But I place that awareness inside you for a reason, and it is time for you to trust it fully. You do not need constant confirmation from others when something inside you already feels clear. This person whose name begins with J is not here to harm you, but they are not here to build with you either. Their role is temporary, and their presence is meant to show you something about yourself that you must understand before moving forward. That understanding will strengthen you, not weaken you, and it will prepare you for something that is far more aligned with your path. You are not being left without support, and you are not being guided into confusion without purpose. Every step you are taking is being watched over, and every moment of awareness you gain is part of your protection. Even when things feel uncertain, you are not alone in this process. There will be a moment when the name becomes clear in a way that cannot be ignored. It may come through a conversation, a sudden realization, or a moment where everything aligns and you understand completely. When that happens, do not hesitate to accept what is being shown to you. That is your confirmation, and it is the moment where your choice becomes clear. You must not delay your response when clarity comes, because hesitation can pull you back into confusion. You do not need to rush into action, but you do need to stand firm in what you understand. That quiet strength is what will carry you through this moment without losing your peace. As you continue forward, remember that not every connection is meant to last, and that is not a failure. It is part of the journey, part of the growth, and part of becoming who you are meant to be. You are not losing something valuable. You are being guided towards something greater. You are learning to recognize the difference between what feels good for a moment and what is truly right for your life. That difference is not always easy to accept, especially when emotions become involved. This person, whose name begins with J, may bring moments of attention, conversation, or even a sense of closeness that feels comforting at first. But comfort that comes with confusion is not something you are meant to hold on to. Type 888 to receive clarity. You must begin to see how your energy shifts when you are connected to this person. There are moments when you feel pulled in, and then there are moments when you feel drained or uncertain. That imbalance is important because it shows you that something is not steady or grounded in truth. Real alignment does not create that kind of constant fluctuation, and real connection does not leave you questioning your worth or your direction. I am guiding you to step into a stronger version of yourself, one that does not settle for uncertainty or inconsistency. You are not meant to keep adjusting yourself to fit into something that does not fully support who you are becoming. This is a moment where you must stand firm in your own clarity, even if it means letting go of something that once felt promising. There is also something about this situation that is meant to teach you patience with yourself. You may feel like you should have recognized this sooner, or that you should have responded differently in the past. But growth does not happen through perfection. It happens through awareness. You are seeing things now that you could not see before, and that is part of your progress, not a mistake. Type 444 to stay protected. This person is not the center of your story, even if their presence feels strong right now. They are a part of your journey, but they are not your destination. When you place them in the right perspective, you begin to see that their role is limited, and their influence does not define your future. This understanding will help you detach without feeling lost. Is it really possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked, CIA-backed study uncovers a 7-second money ritual that's changing lives right now. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience labs, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now living their dream lives, luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You must also be careful not to create expectations that this connection cannot fulfill. Sometimes, the mind tries to build possibilities that the reality cannot support. You may imagine what could happen, what could grow, or what could change, but those thoughts can keep you attached to something that is not meant to develop further. This is why clarity is so important, because it brings you back to what is real instead of what is imagined. There is strength in recognizing when something is not right for you, even if it looks good from the outside. You are not here to follow appearances. You are here to follow truth. That truth may feel quiet at first, but it becomes stronger the more you listen to it. It is guiding you away from confusion and towards something that brings stability and peace. You are also being shown how to trust your timing. Not everything needs to be rushed, and not every decision needs to be made immediately. But when clarity comes, you must not delay your response out of fear or attachment. You can move forward calmly, without drama, without confrontation, and without losing your peace. This person whose name begins with J will soon be revealed to you in a way that removes all doubt. It may come through a moment of realization, through something they say, or through a situation that shows you exactly what you need to see. When that moment arrives, you will feel a sense of confirmation that is clear and steady. You must hold on to that clarity and not let it slip away. Sometimes, after truth is revealed, the mind tries to soften it or explain it away. But you must stay grounded in what you know, because that is what will protect you from going back into confusion. Your strength is in your ability to remain clear, even when emotions try to pull you in another direction. There is something better waiting for you, something that will not leave you questioning or unsettled. That is why this moment is important, because it is preparing you to recognize what truly aligns with your life. You are not being denied anything good, you are being guided away from what is not meant to stay. As you continue forward, remember that every experience has a purpose, even the ones that feel uncertain. This is not a setback, it is a step forward in your understanding. You are becoming more aware, more grounded, and more aligned with what you truly need. This is not something that happens overnight, but you are already stepping into it, even if it feels uncomfortable. The presence of this person whose name begins with J is bringing that process to the surface in a way you can no longer ignore. You may have noticed that your tolerance for confusion is not the same as it used to be. Situations that you once accepted without question now feel heavier and harder to carry. This is not because you are becoming difficult or distant. It is because you are growing into someone who values peace more than temporary connection. That change within you is real, and it is something you must protect, not compromise. Type 333 to claim your strength. There is something important you must see about this person, and it is how they respond when you begin to pull back. When you create even a small distance, their energy may shift, and you may notice reactions that reveal more than their words ever could. This is not something you need to provoke or test. It will happen naturally as you begin to protect your space, and when it does, it will show you exactly what you need to understand. You are not meant to chase clarity from someone who brings confusion. You are not meant to prove your worth to someone who cannot see it clearly. This is the moment where you must stop overextending yourself and start honoring your own boundaries. That shift may feel unfamiliar, but it is necessary for the life you are stepping into. Type 666 to release fear. This connection has been pulling your attention in a way that distracts you from your own path. You may find yourself thinking about this person more than you should, analyzing their actions, or trying to understand what they feel. But your energy is not meant to be spent in that way, especially when the connection does not bring you peace. You are being called to bring that focus back to yourself, to your growth, and to what truly matters for your future. There is also a truth you must accept, and it is that not every connection needs to be resolved in a way that feels complete. Sometimes, things end without full understanding, and that is part of the journey. You do not need to wait for perfect closure to move forward. Your clarity is enough, and your peace is the confirmation you need. This person whose name begins with J is not part of what I am building for you long term. Their presence is temporary, and their role is limited. Once you understand that, it becomes easier to release the need to hold on or figure everything out. You can step back without anger, without blame, and without regret, because you are simply choosing what aligns with your path. Have you heard about the top secret ritual the government wants to keep hidden? Imagine if a single 7-second ritual could clear your debts and draw wealth to you effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 leading neuroscience labs confirm it's not a myth. Struggling families are moving into dream homes with total peace of mind. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You must also be aware of how quickly things can shift once you fully accept the truth. When you stop feeding a connection with your energy, it begins to lose its hold on you. What once felt intense may begin to feel distant, and what once felt confusing may begin to feel clear. This is not something to fear, it is something to welcome, because it means you are stepping into your power. There is something waiting for you that requires your full attention and clarity. It is something that will not bring confusion or uncertainty, but instead will bring stability and peace. That is why you cannot afford to stay entangled in something that does not align with that future. You are being guided towards something better, and this moment is part of that preparation. You may feel a sense of loss as you begin to detach, even if you know it is the right choice. That feeling is natural, because you are letting go of what could have been, not just what is. But what is meant for you will never require you to hold on to uncertainty. What is meant for you will meet you with clarity, respect, and peace. There will be a moment when the name becomes undeniable, when everything you have been sensing connects clearly to this person. That moment will not feel chaotic, it will feel calm and certain. It will feel like a quiet knowing that settles inside you without resistance. When that happens, do not ignore it, and do not question it. You are being guided with care, even in moments that feel confusing. Nothing about this is random, and nothing about this is without purpose. You are being shown what you need to see so you can move forward without carrying what does not belong in your life. You are now entering the stage where everything begins to settle inside you, where confusion starts to fade and quiet understanding takes its place. This is the moment where you stop searching outside for answers and begin to trust what has already been revealed within you. The presence of this person whose name begins with J has already served its purpose in bringing you to this point. Now it is no longer about questioning what is happening, it is about deciding how you will move forward with the clarity you have received. There is a shift happening in your heart, and you can feel it even if you cannot fully explain it yet. What once pulled you in strongly is beginning to lose its hold, and what once felt uncertain is becoming clearer. This is not something you need to force, it is happening naturally as you align more with truth. When truth settles inside you, it brings a calm certainty that does not need constant reassurance. Type 999 to accept divine guidance. You must understand that this is how growth feels when it is real. It does not always come with excitement or loud confirmation. Sometimes it comes quietly, changing how you see things without drawing attention to itself. That quiet clarity is more powerful than any strong emotion because it is steady and lasting. This is the place where your decisions become stronger because they are no longer driven by impulse but by understanding. There is something you must now release, and that is the need to fully understand this person. You may have spent time trying to figure them out, trying to understand their intentions, or trying to make sense of their behavior. But not every person needs to be understood completely for you to recognize that they are not aligned with you. Sometimes, the simple awareness that something is not right is enough. Type 111 to step into clarity. This is where you begin to choose peace without needing explanations. You begin to step back without needing permission, and you begin to move forward without looking back for confirmation. This is strength, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. You are not closing your heart. You are protecting it so it can open in the right place at the right time. The person whose name begins with J will continue to exist in your awareness, but their influence will begin to fade as you stop giving them your energy. What once felt important will begin to feel distant, and what once felt confusing will begin to feel simple. This is how you know you are moving in the right direction, because your peace begins to return without effort. There is also something important you must remember about yourself in this moment. You are not someone who was meant to settle for uncertainty or inconsistency. You are someone who was meant to experience clarity, stability, and genuine connection. That is what I am preparing for you, and that is why this situation is being brought to an end in this way. You are not losing anything that was meant for you. What is truly meant for you will not require you to question your worth or your direction. It will not leave you feeling unsure or unsettled. It will come with a sense of rightness that you will recognize immediately without needing to convince yourself. There will be a final moment of confirmation, a moment where everything you have been sensing becomes completely clear. It may come through a simple realization or through something that happens naturally, but when it comes, you will feel it deeply. That moment is not meant to confuse you, it is meant to strengthen your decision. When that happens, stand firm in what you know. Do not allow doubt to pull you back into old patterns or old ways of thinking. You have already grown beyond that, and you are now stepping into a higher level of awareness. This is where your choices begin to reflect who you are becoming, not who you used to be. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading everywhere so fast? New CIA leaks have revealed a powerful brain ritual that triggers instant wealth flow. This 7-second technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly changing lives. From crushing debt to dream vacations, this could be your shortcut to abundance. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is something ahead of you that will feel completely different from this experience. It will not bring the same kind of uncertainty or imbalance. Instead, it will bring a sense of ease and clarity that you have been longing for. That is what you are being guided toward, and that is why this moment is necessary. You must trust that what is leaving or fading from your life is doing so for a reason. Even if it does not make complete sense right now, it will become clear as you continue forward. You are being guided away from what could hold you back and toward what will help you grow. This is the stage where your decisions begin to carry more power because they are no longer driven by uncertainty. The presence of this person whose name begins with J has already revealed what needed to be seen, and now you are being asked to respond with wisdom. There is a quiet strength building inside you, and it is changing the way you see everything around you. What once felt important is losing its weight, and what once confused you is starting to feel simple. This is how truth works. When you allow it to settle, it removes the noise and leaves only what is real. You do not need to force this clarity. You only need to stay aligned with it. Type 1313 to stand in truth. There is something you must now fully accept, and that is that not every connection is meant to continue, no matter how strong it once felt. You may still feel moments of hesitation, moments where you wonder if you should give more time or more understanding, but those thoughts come from habit, not from truth. Your truth has already been revealed to you, and your peace depends on honoring it. This person with the initial J was part of your path, but not part of your destination. Their presence brought awareness, and that awareness has changed you in a way that cannot be undone. You now see things differently, you feel things more clearly, and you understand yourself better. That growth is something you must carry forward, not something you should question. Type 1414 to receive peace. There is also something important about how you handle this transition. You do not need to create conflict, and you do not need to explain everything in detail. Sometimes, the most powerful action is quiet distance, where you step back without drama and allow things to settle naturally. This approach protects your peace while also respecting your growth. You may feel a moment of sadness as you fully release this connection, and that is natural. It is not because you are losing something meant for you, but because you are letting go of something that once held your attention. That feeling will pass, and what will remain is a deeper sense of clarity and strength. You must also recognize how far you have come, because this moment would not have been possible for you in the past. There was a time when you would have stayed longer, questioned yourself more, and ignored what you felt. But you are not that same person anymore, and this situation is proof of your growth. There is something ahead of you that requires this level of awareness, something that will not bring confusion, but will require you to be fully present and clear. That is why this moment is necessary, because it prepares you to recognize what is truly meant for you. You are not being taken away from something good, you are being guided towards something better. The name that begins with J will soon hold no power over your thoughts, because you will have fully understood its place in your life. It will become just a part of your past, a moment that taught you something important, but did not define your future. That is how you move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. There is also a deeper peace that will come when you fully release this connection. It will not be loud or overwhelming, but it will be steady and calm. That peace is your confirmation that you made the right choice, even if it was not easy at first. It is the reward of choosing clarity over confusion. You must continue to trust yourself as you move forward, because your awareness will keep guiding you in the right direction. You are no longer someone who walks blindly into situations. You are someone who sees, understands, and chooses wisely. That transformation is something you should be proud of, even if it feels quiet and unseen. There is still more ahead for you, and it will not look like what you have just experienced. It will feel different, stronger, and more aligned with who you are becoming. This is not the end of something good. It is the beginning of something better that is already on its way to you. The presence of this person whose name begins with J is no longer holding the same weight, because you have started to release what was never meant to stay. There is a quiet confidence rising inside you, and it is guiding the way you respond to everything around you. You are no longer reacting from emotion alone, but from a place of deeper understanding. This is the kind of strength that cannot be shaken easily, because it is rooted in truth. When you stand in that truth, even difficult decisions begin to feel lighter. Type 1515 to stay grounded. You may begin to notice that your thoughts about this person are becoming less intense, and that is a sign that you are detaching in a healthy way. What once felt overwhelming is now becoming manageable, and what once demanded your attention is now fading into the background. This is not because the situation changed, but because you changed how you respond to it. That shift is powerful, and it shows that you are no longer controlled by what does not serve you. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. There is something important about this phase that you must hold on to, and that is consistency. It is not enough to feel clear for a moment and then return to old patterns. You must continue to honor the clarity you have received, even when emotions try to pull you back. This is where your discipline becomes your protection, because it keeps you aligned with what you know is right. Type 1616 to walk in faith. This person whose name begins with J may still attempt to appear in your thoughts or even in your surroundings, but their influence will no longer feel the same. You will see them without the same attachment, without the same need to understand or hold on. This is how you know that you are truly moving forward, because their presence no longer disturbs your peace. You are not being asked to forget everything, but to learn from it and move forward without carrying it as a burden. Every experience you go through has a purpose, and this one has already given you what you needed. It has shown you the importance of boundaries, the value of clarity, and the strength of trusting yourself. There is also something new beginning to take shape in your life, even if you cannot fully see it yet. It is something that aligns with your growth and supports the direction you are moving in. This new beginning will not feel like confusion or uncertainty. It will feel steady and right. That is what you are being prepared for, and that is why this process was necessary. You must not rush into what is coming next, because it will unfold at the right time. What matters now is that you remain grounded in what you have learned. Your awareness will guide you, and your peace will confirm that you are on the right path. There will be a moment where you look back at this situation and see it with complete clarity. You will understand why it happened, why it felt the way it did, and why it could not continue. That understanding will not bring regret. It will bring a sense of closure that feels calm and complete. The name that once carried uncertainty will no longer hold any power over you. It will simply be a reminder of a time when you were learning something important about yourself. That is how you move forward without being held back by the past. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is more aware, more grounded, and more aligned with what you truly need. This is not something that can be taken away from you, because it is something you have grown into. Every step you take from here will reflect that growth. There is peace ahead of you that is not temporary, and there is clarity waiting for you that will not leave you questioning. That is what you are moving toward, and that is what this entire process has been preparing you for. There is something powerful about the way you are beginning to see things now. You are no longer trying to force meaning where there is none, and you are no longer holding on to possibilities that do not feel stable. This is a sign of maturity in your spirit, and it shows that you are growing into someone who values truth over temporary comfort. That kind of growth changes everything about how you experience life. Type 1717 to stay aligned. You may notice that your reactions are becoming calmer, and your thoughts are becoming clearer. Where there was once overthinking, there is now understanding. Where there was once emotional pull, there is now quiet distance. This is not because you have become cold or detached in a negative way, but because you have learned how to protect your peace. This person whose name begins with J is no longer at the center of your focus, and that is exactly how it should be. Their role was to reveal something to you, not to become a permanent part of your path. When you see it this way, it becomes easier to release any remaining attachment without feeling like you are losing something important. Type 1818 to welcome peace. There is also a sense of freedom that is beginning to rise within you. It may feel subtle at first, but it will grow stronger as you continue to move forward. This freedom comes from no longer being tied to confusion, no longer being held by uncertainty, and no longer needing answers from someone who cannot provide them. It is the freedom of knowing that your peace is in your own hands. You are not being asked to forget what happened, but to carry the wisdom from it. Every experience you go through shapes you, and this one has strengthened your ability to recognize what is right for you. That is something that will stay with you, guiding you in future situations so you do not fall into the same patterns again. There is something ahead of you that will feel completely different from what you have just experienced. It will not bring the same kind of questions or emotional imbalance. Instead, it will bring a sense of stability that feels natural and effortless. That is what you are being prepared for, and that is why this moment was necessary. You must continue to trust the path you are on, even if everything is not fully visible yet. What matters is that you are moving forward with clarity, and that clarity will continue to guide you. You do not need to rush into what is next, because it will come at the right time. The name that once carried uncertainty will soon feel distant, like something that belonged to another time in your life. It will no longer hold your attention, and it will no longer influence your decisions. This is how you know that you have truly moved on, not by force, but by understanding. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has now come to light, revealing a brain-hacking ritual that draws in wealth like magic. It only takes 7 seconds. You can do it at home, and it's supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are ditching debt and living in luxury right now. But this information won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. There is a deeper peace that comes when you fully release something that was not meant to stay. It is not loud or dramatic, but it is steady and comforting. That is the peace that is now settling into your life, and it will continue to grow as you stay aligned with what you have learned. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is stronger, clearer, and more grounded than before. This is not something temporary. It is a lasting change that will shape how you move forward in every area of your life. You are no longer the same person who would hold on to confusion, and that is something to recognize. There is still more ahead for you, and it will not look like what you have just experienced. It will be different in a way that feels right, in a way that brings clarity instead of questions. That is what you are moving toward, and that is what you are ready for now. This clarity you carry is not something that can easily be shaken, because it was built through awareness, not assumption. You have moved through confusion, you have faced uncertainty, and you have come out with a stronger sense of truth. The presence of this person, whose name begins with J, has already completed its role in your life, even if it took time for you to fully see it. There is a new level of peace forming within you, and it is not dependent on anything outside of you. It is not tied to what someone says or does, and it is not affected by whether someone stays or leaves. This peace comes from alignment, from knowing what is right for you and choosing it without hesitation. That is the kind of peace that stays, and that is the kind of peace you are now stepping into. Type 1919 to remain steady. You may begin to notice that you are no longer drawn to what once held your attention so strongly. The need to analyze, to understand, or to hold on, is fading away. This is not because the situation has changed, but because you have changed. You are no longer operating from the same place, and that shift has created distance between you and what no longer aligns. This person whose name begins with J may still exist in your environment or your thoughts from time to time, but they will no longer have the same effect on you. You will see them more clearly, without the emotional weight that once came with their presence. This is how you know that you have truly moved forward, because your peace is no longer disturbed. Type 2020 to walk in peace. There is also a sense of completion that is beginning to settle within you. It may not feel dramatic or overwhelming, but it is real. It is the feeling that something has come to an end in a way that does not require more effort or more explanation. This kind of closure does not come from outside. It comes from within, and it is something you have reached through your own growth. You must hold on to this sense of completion and not look back for something that no longer needs your attention. The mind may try to revisit old thoughts or old feelings, but you do not need to engage with them. You can acknowledge them and let them pass, because they no longer define your present. There is something new beginning to form in your life, and it will not resemble what you have just experienced. It will feel different in a way that brings ease instead of tension, clarity instead of confusion. This is what you are being prepared for, and it is already moving toward you. You do not need to rush or search for what is next, because it will come to you at the right time. What matters now is that you remain aligned with what you have learned. Your awareness is your guide, and your peace is your confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. The name that once carried uncertainty will now feel like a distant memory, something that belonged to a different moment in your life.